it's Rianne, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own corsage for your winter formal or prom. The other day I called a flower place and I asked them how much it would be to have a corsage with one white rose and just purple ribbon, and it was $25. So I'm going to show you a cheaper way to make your own corsage, and it's actually a little bit fun too. So let's get started. So for this tutorial, first you're going to want to pick a flower that will match your dress the best. The dress that I'm making this corsage for is white with a purple sash. So I picked this orchid because it has beautiful purples and whites in it, and I wanted it to kind of set off the tones in the dress. This is the rest of the orchid, and it was about $8 from Home Depot. And I just moved the orchid out of the frame because it was kind of big and taking up a lot of space. So next you're going to want to have some extra sort of foliage to fill in the rest of your corsage. Bleh, sorry, I can't talk. And this is actually houseplant foliage is what it's called, and I got this for $2.38 from Home Depot as well. And next you're going to want one of these little flower bracelets. They have them at my craft store right now for about $3.99. And then you're going to want some ribbon that matches the main kind of color scheme you're going with. I got these 2 spools of ribbon for both 99 cents each, which is amazing. And then the last thing I have is this Lapel pin vase, and this was $5.99. And then of course I have my glue gun heating up over here in the corner. Okay, so when you're picking your flower, which I obviously already did, you're going to want to pick the one that has the longest stem if you're using one of these lapel vases like we are today. Okay, and just to kind of give you a better idea of what this little bracelet thing looks like, it has a little, almost like a button in the back, and it is a little clear plastic thing, and it has these 2 ribbons that you can secure things onto it with, so that's always really good. Actually, I really like making my own corsages because of these. The flower stores only give you like a piece of elastic, and it's not very comfortable, and it never fits my wrists either because my wrists are really small. So these are amazing. So the next thing you're going to want to do is kind of start picking some of the sprigs of your foliage and just kind of placing them behind just to see how little or how much you really want back there. We're just trying to getting a general idea right now. Just go one sprig at a time. No need to cut the whole plant because you can actually keep this plant for later, you know, I don't know, I love plants, so I'm going to keep it in my bathroom probably. Okay, so I've decided to use 3 sprigs with a design kind of like this. So next I'm going to take my little vase and I'm going to hold it by the pin part, and I'm actually going to fill it up a little bit with glue on the bottom. Be very careful because the metal is a conductor and the heat will burn you if you're not careful. And while that's still a little bit hot, try and stick your main kind of twigs in the bottom. And then kind of let that dry or cool off a little bit because you obviously don't want to burn yourself. And so while that's drying, I'm going to set it down. And while that's cooling, I'm going to make a small bow with my dark purple ribbon. And to make my bow, I'm not going to tie it like I'm tying my shoe. Actually, I'm going to take 2 loops between my 2 fingers, like this. And then with those 2 loops, alright, let me get a better grip on this. Okay, so with these 2 loops, you're going to put them, cross them against each other, kind of like an X, and then push one underneath the other and pull. As you can see, this bow is pretty small, but that's kind of how I want it because I don't want it to take too much away from her dress or the actual corsage itself. So after I'm done with that, I'm actually going to cut the little sides down. And that looks like this. You can always finish off the ends with a little bit of clear nail polish if you don't want it to fray, but I'm not actually going to do that today. Okay, and as you can see, I repositioned my camera so that way you guys had a better view of what I was doing exactly. So next I'm going to pick this up by the top because that's not where the hot glue was. Oops. And right inside this top lip, if you can see right here. So this is the best angle I can get to show you, but basically I'm going to put some glue right in the inside right here so I can place my flower right here and glue it into the little vase that we have. Okay, and very gently, I'm just kind of holding that towards the front because that's where I want it to poke out of. I'm trying to show you guys in the best way I can, and sorry I'm shaking so much today. I'm kind of nervous because I do not want to burn myself, because believe me, many times have I burned myself on one of these. This is what the corsage kind of looks like so far. So the next thing I'm going to do is take this ribbon and I'm actually going to cover up this trim and glue it all the way around. And I'm using my scissors to kind of put that where I need it to go, and then the next thing I'm going to do is just press this down right around the trim. And taking the side I didn't dump in glue, and I'm just going to press that down. And then I'm just going to grab it by the bottom, which is nice and cool by now, and I'm going to tie and rotate it as much as I can without squishing the flower. And I'm going to put another little blob right here and glue the rest of it down. Ooh. Okay, and taking the clean side of my scissors again, I'm just going to push that part down as well. And of course, the best thing about this glue is it will dry clear, and this kind of just makes it so it looks a little bit more professional with the ribbon on the bottom. Oops. Okay, so for this side, I'm just going to snip the end of this ribbon off. And I'm going to kind of measure like how much longer I want it to be. And then I'm going to, I'm going to undo this little pin part and swing the pin part out. And then I'm going to just take this all the way around. Oops, can you see? Yeah. I'm going to just take this all the way around and glue it around back here. So next I'm going to grab it from the top again, and I'm just going to trim off this little ugly part right here. And then on the very front, I'm going to glue my ribbon. Now that I've got my ribbon on there, we're actually going to be attaching it to this part. Okay, and this plastic part is really, really important because I want the pin part of this to go in between the plastic and the beads, so that way it doesn't rub up against her skin all night long. So I'm going to kind of pull this apart and see the little space in there. I'm just going to thread this through as best as I can without going beyond the plastic part on the other side. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is kind of tighten these little white ribbons, and they are actually holding in place that plastic protector that I was showing you guys earlier. And the next thing I'm going to do is cut them kind of shorter so that way they're not sticking out. And there you have it, this cute little corsage that you can wear to prom or formal. That's all you have to do to make your own corsage at home. I hope this helped you guys out, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!